What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? It is your boy Caleb here, and welcome back, you guys, to another episode of Caleb's Hot Takes. You guys, I'm so excited to be here to give you guys a good episode. This is your go-to spot for all things reality TV drama and those hilarious but also serious conversations. All right. So, starting off, I am your boy Caleb. I go by Caleb the Artist. I am a singer, songwriter, and producer from St. Louis, Missouri. This is my song playing in the back. It's titled On and On, and it's from my latest EP, which is titled I'm Far From Perfect Part 1. And Part 2 is out as well. So definitely check me out. Scan that QR code if you want to go to any of my pages to listen to my music, which is titled Caleb the Artist. Also, I do have Caleb the Artist merch that is in the description if you want to purchase or check that out. I'm working on getting some Caleb's Hot Takes merch as well, so definitely get into it. Also, I do have another page which is titled Fearless Energy Tarot, where I do personal and general readings for all zodiac signs, so definitely check me out if you feel called to do that. Let's see. And if you guys feel called to tip or donate towards my channel or towards, my career as an artist, definitely tap in with me in my description. Everything is in there. I got PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, all of those things. And if you guys are down for any collaborations, I'm down to collaborate with any other YouTubers and creators. So definitely get at me and let's create, y'all. All right. Definitely check me out on all social medias as well. I'm there at Caleb's Hot Takes on TikTok, Instagram, also Caleb the Artist on all streaming platforms and on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of those things. All right, you guys. So today we're diving into the latest episode of Married to Medicine, season 11. I can't believe it. I've been watching Married to Medicine for a long time, and to see them finally get to 11 seasons, it does feel good. It does feel great because they give us amazing TV every year. I can't think of one bad season of Married to Medicine, and I don't want to ever think about one bad season of Married to Medicine because I know the ladies are going to give every season, okay? But this is season 11, episode 6. And trust me, y'all, this one was a roller coaster. Okay? Ooh, it's just, I'm going down. I'm going down. 'Cause you ain't around, baby. My whole world's upside down. That's how I feel right now. I feel like everything was just flipped upside down in this episode, okay? I am just oh. So, let's get into it, y'all. Or should I say, it was a golf cart that refused to start? If y'all watch the episode, y'all know what I'm talking about. So y'all grab your tea because we spilling it all today, okay? Hey guys, so I haven't done any other episodes, but we're just gonna go from here. I did the first one, but I've been working a lot, so child, I ain't had the time. But we finna set it off from where this episode started. So let's start where we left off. The glamping trip, okay? And honestly, when I say glamping, I'm using that term very loosely because it wasn't no glamping. This trip has been anything but glamorous, okay? I'm not lying. When we think of glamping, we think of the Real Housewives of Atlanta and when the girls went glamping and Marlo read Kenya down and Kenya was like, girl, no one wants to hear this disgusting ish. And Marlo, your eyelashes are horrible. This is horrible. All of that. That iconic moment of glamping, that was an iconic trip, an iconic moment in reality TV. So, Married to Medicine, there was no glamping. Was there drama? Yes. Was there tears? Yes. And fights and arguments. Ooh. Oh, you better believe it, okay? Dr. Contessa, who was supposed to be there to be the peacemaker, was ready to square up with Dr. Heavily at dinner. I mean, like, I was very shocked about that. You know, whew. I I think it was amazing TV. But let's start with the original conversation and how it got to there, because they were talking about, and of course, it seemed like there were things that were cut up, that were cut out, because it just jumps to, they're all at the dinner table, and Contessa is like, we're not fake friends, something about sweet tea, and Heavily was like, yes, y'all are. Like, y'all face friends. You told Quad that. So apparently, Quad had a conversation with Contessa, and along the lines in that conversation, Contessa allegedly, and that's what I forgot to say. Everything is for entertainment purposes, guys. Only this is entertainment purposes only. Satire, all of those things. Everything is alleged. I do not know these people personally. Maybe one day I will. Not even maybe. I will know these ladies personally one day. But, however, at this current moment, I do not know them personally. Everything is alleged and based off the TV show that I have seen, okay? And this is like basically my own opinion, which everyone is entitled to, right? Okay. So, allegedly, they had a conversation, and allegedly, Contessa had told Quad that, her and Sweet Tea aren't actually real friends, and, basically the producers put them together, which makes sense. I believe that the producers did put them together, because it's like, who else honestly would Sweet Tea be with other than Phaedra? And that honestly still doesn't make sense, because it's like, this is my opinion. If I'm not a woman, and I don't ever want to be a woman, but this is my thoughts. If, say, I get married to someone, and my significant other that I get married to, um, they potentially dated one of their old friends, but then now they're friends, and there's nothing sexual or anything. But then last season, Dr. Greg admitted to, he wanted to do Phaedra in his head, and he thought this, and that, and it's just like, that's just a weird connection to me. Like, if I was Sweet Tea, I don't think I would be friends with Phaedra, and I don't really think that they're friends in real life. I think Phaedra and Greg are probably friends. But Sweet Tea and Phaedra, I don't know. But anyways, Heavenly says, you told Quad that. Now Quad did not confirm or deny, but she did put her head down, which meant that, Heavenly said something that wasn't supposed to be said. It was supposed to be kept in confidence between her and Quad, but she said it anyway, which we know Dr. Heavenly is going to do, which I love. I love Heavenly. She's going to speak her mind. That's what we want on reality TV. We don't want nobody that's scared. But Dr. Heavenly at dinner. I her saying Dr. Scott is abusive. I know what she meant, because, like I said, I'm a boopy. I watch her YouTube. I'm Heavenly's angel. But I do think she should not have said that. She should, I mean, Contessa did ask her a question, and she told her honest opinion. She said yes, but would I have done it? No. Um, but I see what Heavenly was doing, which it was like, okay. So they got into a altercation. They could start arguing, throwing out different claims with each other. Heavenly has a boob slip. And by the way, I really love that dress on you, Heavenly. It really fits your body. And I feel like you should show your body off more, even though I know you don't think you should, because you're a married lady and all this. But girl, show the body yaddy. We want to see the body yaddy. But Contessa started throwing out different crazy claims that honestly, it doesn't make sense. It's not believable. She starts saying that Heavenly and Damon sleeps in different bedrooms, which we honestly can't confirm or deny because we're not in their bedroom or their home. But I really don't believe that. But that's that. And then she starts saying that Damon has outside children with the last name Kimes that are mixed race. And it's like, girl, where did you come up with that? Like, did you sit in your bunker or wherever they call them, whatever the fuck. I mean, excuse my language, guys, but I'm gonna say how I feel. Um, what do you call them? The bungalows, whatever the fuck they were staying in. Like, did you just sit in there and come up with that and rehearse that until you knew y'all had that scene? Because it really didn't make sense. It came out of nowhere. Um, Heavily didn't really pay that any mind, and she said on her YouTube she didn't hear Contessa say that because they were such in the heat of the moment going back and forth. Then they come back to the table, I think, after Heavily has her boob slip or whatever, and it's that scene was still cut up, and I hate that. I hate that they do that on Married to Medicine. It's like they show things up until a certain point, like they cut out what the context of what we need because we always see Heavily go from 0 to 100, but we never have the 10 or like the 1 and the 2 where she was just really responding or giving us a backstory in the scene. It's like they just cut up and then she's just like, yo mama stupid, and it was like, what? It made no sense because it was like, when did we didn't get to hear the part where Contessa called her stupid, or at least I misheard it. I didn't hear it. And if you guys heard it, definitely leave it in the comments. Let me know. But I don't remember her saying, because it wasn't shown. It was just like we saw Contessa standing up over Heavily saying stuff, but it looked like they turned down her mic and they turned up Heavily when she said, yo, mama is stupid. Which, when I saw it, I was like, ooh. Because, I'm a real Married to Medicine fan. I've been watching since season 1, and I know that, the situation with Contessa's mom. So it was like, oh, Heavenly. Oh, you shouldn't have said that. That's really how I felt. I'm like, oh, girl, you shouldn't have said that. Um, that right there, it was like, oh, yeah, Heavenly, you definitely are going to have to apologize for that. Um, so it went from that to Contessa, like, it looked like she was about to pick up a plate and throw it at Heavenly. I'm not gonna lie. She's like, my mother, stupid, the one that died in 2012. And ooh, that's not funny. I'm not trying to laugh at that, but I'm just mocking Contessa because that's how she sounds in my head. But she started chasing Heavily around the table. Dr. Jackie falls, which was also like, what the fuck to me. I'm like, oh my god, how the hell did she fall? it was it was funny. I'm not gonna lie, it was funny. Dr. Jackie, I love you, but that was funny as hell. Um, and then she chases Heavily all around the table. Heavily funny ass backing up. Oh, talk some old shit, old shit. Security, security. Now that was funny as fuck. It brought, like, even though the and Heavily has a good way of doing this. She knows how to bring comic relief to a scene when it's too tense or too heavy, because the scene, it was getting intense at that moment. It's like, oh, we don't know. We didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know if Contessa was really going to fight Heavily, if she was going to throw something. We didn't know. We didn't know what was going to happen. So Heavily breaking the barrier, we're breaking that moment and making it a little comical. It was funny. It was funny to me. Also, I just thought about it. I forgot. The reason why that happened is because Contessa started speaking about children. She started saying that Allura heavily has to buy Alora's love, and so I feel like at that point, okay, you're speaking about family, so family is on the table. Family is not good to talk about, but it was like she opened the door, so it was crazy. It was talking about mamas, husbands, and then children being dragged into the mess. Before anybody even touched the halibut, they had food. I mean, I'm with Toya. Shit, she like, is anybody gonna eat? Like, did we forget the premise of us being here? Oh my god, I couldn't stop laughing, y'all. I really could. Is it bad that I wanted to just rewind it twice when Jackie fell? Like, I just want to keep her, and I love Jackie, and I'm not trying to be like disrespectful or anything because Jackie could be like my grandmother or my mother, but it was just funny. I'm sorry, Jackie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. Now, what I am gonna say because I want to be the voice of reason. I love all the girls. I love every one of the ladies that are cast of Married to Medicine. I'm sorry, guys. This net was flying in my face. Um, but let me just say this: Contessa accusing Dr. Damon of having secret children. That's crazy. That's not just throwing shade. That's tossing the whole damn tree. And then heavily clapping back by bringing up Contessa's late mom. That was a low blow. Um, but we're gonna be real. They both were wrong. And I have to say, Toya calling it a volcano waiting to erupt is the most accurate thing anyone could have said all the episode. Toya was a good voice of reason. I loved Toya these past episodes because, and especially this season, not even just this season, because Toya always is going to keep it real and tell her opinion. But this season is very holding the group accountable, and I love that. I love that. Um, but Contessa claiming this group isn't for her is like, girl, what did you come back for? Because honestly, I was living for Contessa being back because I hated her being gone. You know, it made no sense for Contessa to be left. You know, she's married to medicine. She is married to medicine. She's a doctor that's married to another doctor. She is meant to be on the show. But I understood what they had to do. You know, Contessa had been on the show for a while and was probably making good money. And then they were planning on that Dr. G and Sweet Tea thing really taking off. And I feel like this season that has fell short, but we're going to get into that a little bit later. Um, and you know, they being newbies, they don't, you know, the network doesn't really have to pay them that much. And then bringing in Phaedra, who's top dog, which I'm sure they paid her the most. It's like we have to get rid of someone to, you know, shit, fix payroll. Shit, I understand it. But Contessa, it's just not making sense. We want more of you and Scott because that's what I want to know. I want to know, did he cheat while y'all was gone? Did he cheat while he was on the show? Did you find out what happened after the reunion? You left. Like we have no backstory on this. Is what, episode 6? It's like, girl, if you gon' just make this season about talking about Heavenly and what Heavenly did and how she's not, I don't want to hear it. You could have stayed off the show at that point, in my opinion. Now let's talk about Miss Quad. Miss Quad. She got it. She got it. Miss Quad. Miss Quad. She got it. She got it. I love me some Miss Quad. Quad, I love you. Your boy Caleb loves you. But let's talk about it, Quad. You gave another another Academy Award winning performance. Okay, at dinner. Child, Quad, I love you. And honestly, I'm starting to think she rehearses these monologues in front of a mirror because it just be like, ooh, she pulled out metaphors about bleeding. I was bleeding out until I had nothing inside. That's what I get. I'm sorry, Quad. Oh my God. But she did that and finally confronted Simone about you know, the infamous comments from season 10. We're not going to talk about it. And you know what? I got to give it to Dr. Simone for owning up to her mess. You know, that that I was wrong. Apology. It was refreshing to see. I'm sorry, because we don't always get that from Simone. So can we get a round of applause for accountability on Simone's part, child? In all honesty, I do have to ask, how many more tears does Quad have to shed before she can let this go? Like, girl, we're rooting for you, but move on. Please move on. I felt like, um, Quad, just move on, please, baby. I feel like, yeah, let's just move on. We want you in this group. We don't want to see you away from this group, but we also need some accountability on your part. We need you to apologize for a lot of the shiznick that you have done. You know, the funeral scene last season fell short. The repast scene fell short. It was crazy. The only good thing that we really got from you last season was showing up to Sweet Tea's bridal shower, but even that, it was like, yeah, you shouldn't have been there, because it didn't that fell short. I mean, it's not the reaction that we thought we were going to get when we watched the trailer. But you know, it is what it is. We can't rewrite history. But Quiet, we love you, but it's time to move on, baby. Okay. So meanwhile.